So currently I am the digital channel specialist at the John Innes Centre. So my job is to manage the website and our social media channels. So when I was doing my A-levels, I considered going to university, but really wanted to get out of education and start earning some money because I was tired of being poor, basically. So I didn't go straight after university, and I got a job initially at NHS Direct, which was answering the phones for people's health problems. It was primarily telling people where their nearest dentist was. What was quite nice about that job was it was on the phone, but it was shift work, and I really disliked working shifts, starting really early, finishing really late, working nights, that sort of thing. So I then looked for a 9-to-5 job and moved to Serco Monitoring, which was the company who looked after people when they came out of prison and went on to like home tag. That was data entry, so it's copying information from one screen to another. And it was so easy, a monkey could do it. But because it was so easy, I just couldn't do it. I got it wrong every time. There was no reason to get it wrong other than I just couldn't concentrate on it. It was too easy. So I thought, I can't do this for the rest of my life. So at that point, I decided to go to university. And that's when I got my degree. And I thought, if I'm going to go to university, I might as well do it in a subject that I'm interested in. So I chose to do politics and media with an idea on being a teacher. But then that changed while I was at university. So while at university, I discovered one of the things that I really enjoyed doing was writing. So when I came out of university, I looked for jobs that involved writing. I started off, my first job was marketing and fundraising for a local hospice. I quite enjoyed the marketing side of it, but I really disliked the fundraising side of it because I hated asking people for money. It didn't interest me, and I didn't particularly just enjoy the whole atmosphere of it felt like begging. So then I looked for jobs that were strictly marketing rather than fundraising as well, and joined an agency in Norwich. I worked there as a marketing manager for a little while, and I really enjoyed aspects of that, but again there were bits that I didn't like. So I liked all the copywriting and I liked the website design, but I didn't like phoning around all the journalists and badgering them to see if they got your story. And again, it was sort of begging, but a different kind of begging. This time you were begging for coverage rather than for money. I also didn't like the aspect of marketing that was essentially lying to kind of sell stuff. So web design was the bit that I really enjoyed, and I saw a job come up at Norfolk County Council that was purely web design and all about web usability, which was a thing that I discovered while as a marketing manager that I really enjoyed. So I moved to the council and focused on web design and web usability. I did that for 5 years, and then I reached a point where basically we'd made all the improvements that we could make without starting again from scratch, essentially, and the council weren't willing to do that. So the job at the John Innes Centre came up, which was essentially the same sort of thing, was to come in and really improve the website and make sure that it worked for the people that we needed it to work for. So it's the perfect move across from website design at the council to website design in science. I guess the main skill that I've learned through my career is communicating with lots of different people. You have to communicate really differently depending on who you're talking to and what you're trying to tell them or sell them or convince them to do, or reassure them if they've got a health problem and they're really panicky. So general communication skills, I think, has been the biggest thing that I've learned from speaking to lots of different people. Another skill, I think, is empathy with people. So you have to understand that not everyone thinks in the same way that you think. So good web design really takes into that account, like not everyone is going to look at this web page the same way that I am. So how do we make it as easy as possible for people to do the thing that they want to do? And then just sort of general like writing and editing skills. Like you come across so many different types of content that you then have to change to fit those aims of who are we talking to and why are we talking to them. That's been really useful as well. I really enjoy my job here. Like, I love science communication. I think it's the ideal career for me because it's a subject that I'm interested in and I know enough about, but I didn't do science past GCSE level, so I don't know enough for me to be confident when a scientist tells me something that I can definitely tell someone else that, unless they have to really simplify it to me. And I think that works quite well because I kind of act as a translator, if you like, from a scientist to a member of the general public. So I'm kind of a useful idiot in that regard, that I can ask stupid questions because I don't know the answer because I haven't done science.